Welcome to day 94 of our school year. Okay, let's get down our beginning fraction. Our total amount of school days is 180, so that is our denominator. And then we are on day 94, so that is our numerator. Let's find the factors of our numerator. Two factors we always know are 1 and the number itself. Using the commutative property of multiplication, I can write it as 94 times 1. Now we're going to check for the rest of our factors with our divisibility rules, and we're going to go in order so we don't miss any. So in order after 1 is 2. The rule for 2 is that it ends in an even number. 4 is even, so 2 is a factor. I can't do half of 9 tenths, but I can do half of 8 tenths, which is 4 tenths. That leaves 14. Half of 14 is 7. Okay, now the rule for 3 is that we add the digits together. 9 plus 4 is 13. 13 is not a multiple of 3, so 3 is not a factor. We try 4. The rule for 4, well, one way to check is see if the second factor with 2 is even. It is odd, so 4 is not a factor. We try 5. The rule for 5 is that it ends in a 0 or 5. It ends in a 4, so 5 is not a factor. We try 6. The rule for 6 is that both 2 and 3 are factors. 2 is, but 3 is not, so that means that 6 is not a factor. We try 7. 7 times 10 is 70, 77, 84, 91, 98. 94 is not in that list, so 7 is not a factor. We try 8. 8 times 10 is 80, 88, 96. 94 is not in that list, so 8 is not a factor. We try 9. 9 has the same rule as 3. 9 plus 4 is 13. 13 is not a multiple of 9, so 9 is not a factor. We try 10. The rule for 10 is that it ends in a 0. It ends in a 4, so 10 is not a factor. We try 11. 11 times 8 is 88. 99. 94 is not in that list, so 11 is not a factor. I'm going to check to see if 47 may be prime. Because if we've gone in an orderly fashion and our second factor is prime, then we are done because it won't break down anymore. And yes, 47 is prime. So let's go ahead and list down all our factors from least to greatest. 1, 2, 47, 94. We have 4 factors. That is more than 2 factors, so it is composite. Now we need to find our greatest common factor. So we only have 86 school days left. So I can't make a group of 94 in the unshaded area, only in the shaded. So I already know that's too big. So I'm going to go ahead and start with 47. Remember, your groups do not have to look like mine, but you do need to have 47 in each. And you need to keep your shaded separated from your unshaded. So 3 plus 40 is 43, plus 4 more is 47. 6 plus 40 is 46, plus 1 is 47. I have 39 left over. I do not have enough to make another group of 47, so 47 is not our greatest common factor. Let's try groups of 2. Your groups of 2 do not have to look like mine, but you do have to have 2 in each group, and you need to keep your shaded separated from your unshaded. Two worked. 2 is our greatest common factor. I have no remainder. The way I made my groups, I have 5 groups of 2 per row. So to find my total groups of 2, I can count by 5s. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90 total groups. And I have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 46, 47 of them are shaded in. Okay, so now that I've done my division with my model, I'm going to go ahead and divide using my algorithm. I'm going to divide by my greatest common factor. It's always the same number because I didn't make different groups for my shaded and my unshaded. They were all the same groups of 2. So 180 divided by 2 and 94 divided by 2. 2 times 50 is 100. Numbers the same, zeros a game, more on top, no need to stop. Let's see, 20 times 2 is 40. Numbers the same, zeros a game, more on top, no need to stop. 20 times 2 is 40. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Add our partial quotients together. 0 plus 0 plus 0. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's do 20 times 2 is 40. More on top, no need to stop. More on top, no need to stop. 20 times 2 is 40. More on top, no need to stop. More on top, no need to stop. 7 times 2 is 14. Numbers the same, zeros a game. Add our partial quotients. 20 plus 20 is 40, plus 7 is 47. Now we need to check using our inverse operation. Divisor times quotient plus remainder. Divisor times quotient plus remainder. Since our remainder is 0 for both, and the identity property of addition says when you add 0 it stays the same, we don't need to take time to add the 0. 2 groups of 0 is 2. 2 groups of 9/10 is 18/10. 2 groups of 7 is 14. 2 groups of 4/10 is 8/10, plus 1 more 10 is 9/10. Okay, so 94, that matches our dividend up here, so that checks. 180, that matches our dividend up here, so that checks. Okay, so our numerator is definitely 47, and our denominator is definitely 90. All right, let's go ahead and fill in our data collection page. All right, trimester 2, week 8. Our fraction for today is 47/90. Okay, we did groups of 2. Let's go ahead and get out our number line. Okay, last one we have is 45/90. And then we have 46/90. Well, both of those are even, so we could divide both by 2. And we get our equivalent fraction in lowest terms right here, 23/45. Okay, and then today, though, is 47/90. There are no lines below it because it is our equivalent fraction in lowest terms, or our simplest form. All right, go ahead and put your number line away, erase your worksheet, and thank you for joining me.